Do I think it's similar to Mr. Girl? I just feel like sometimes these people have trouble understanding what other people think about them, or how other people are receiving them, or what they need to do to navigate other people's thoughts or feelings.
That's fair. So my thought with Mr. Girl is I want to have a very pointed question. It's going to be a long question, so stay with me, please. When someone has the history of being misconstrued, do you think it's apathetic to continuously not improve their rhetoric and rely on translators like Mr. Girl does?
No, I mean you should always be working on improving your rhetoric. I would hope so that people can understand you, right?
Yeah, I would. I think what I'm going to get at is that these are what I would think common sense, as retarded as that sounds. These are common like conclusions that people would come to, but I think that these are void of Mr. Girl and or Lav.
So like, I don't know if I would say void because that's really harsh, but like I would agree that they have huge problems with this. Yes.
History shows that they are very difficult to show these in like to actually get these in motion. Might not be void, but you know they show a lack of
when you consistently have trouble with people like understanding you, it seems to be an issue.
But did you find that odd with Mr. Girl, with him being like his entire way of like seeing his fans was, these are my translators that truly understand me, and I need people like that to correct people when I come off super hyperbolic, to be like, no, he doesn't mean it that way. He means it this way. He means it, think of it this way, instead of just being able to tune your rhetoric to understand like, hey, I can get that message without the translator. I can just, do what a normal person would do and just edit my rhetoric.
I don't think that's weird, no.
You don't think that's weird?
No. I understand it completely. But it's because of one thing, and that's I don't consider him to be a very empathetic person. So it makes sense to me, of course.
That's fair. And then I think I've heard it, but I think I've heard your justification for like having at least the Anna situation on, but with your anti-misogyny arc, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel it problematic having secondary motives that could rise the misogyny?
Secondary motives that could rise misogyny? I don't understand what that statement means.
So bringing on vitriolic or just extreme women, I would put Lav semi in that. I don't think she's as extreme. She's just very difficult to fucking comprehend.
Nope, I'm going with super basic psychology here, and I'm just thinking the more the better.
Okay.
So as long as I keep having more on, I think it'll get more normalized, and then people will be more,
But even if you put them on the extremes, like, I don't think people would see like Pixie. Pixie is like, I think, a very cogent, very like reasonable woman that you bring on.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Anya. So like, I don't see any of those being the extremes. I see those being like the rational people that we can see. Even Taftage was somebody who I thought was like a very good representation of like, oh, we might disagree with her,
Mm-hmm.
being she's a little bit more conservative, but she's still like rational and like she can follow a deductive like conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's all I have to do, buddy.
All right, well, I love you, buddy.
Love you too. Have a good one.
Be careful. Oh, it's Lav. What's up? I'm just kidding. Grey Worm, how you doing? Okay. Sandal King, back at it again. What's up?
Hi.
How you doing, bud?
I apologise about earlier. As soon as you dragged me in, my NVIDIA broadcast just shat the bed.
Jesus, where are you from? What's this accent?
I'm Scottish.
Okay. Well, what's up, Scottish? How you doing?
like I want to ask your opinion on this. Why is it that Americans seem to get hit by a remedial beam as soon as child circumcision is brought up in a critical manner? Like, evaluating it is a bad thing.
As soon as circumcision is brought up?
Yeah. Like child circumcision specifically.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on. You're testing my limits of the English language. Child. Okay.
Yeah, child.
That's all right. I think that the thing that makes it so complicated is that it's a very personal issue to a lot of people, such that they've been like personally affected by it. And if you've been personally affected by it, like if you're actually circumcised, probably going to be really hard to see other ends of that argument. That'd be my guess.
Yeah. Like, I've tried to understand that, and I've tried, like, I think it should be banned. Like, logically speaking, I don't think there's any reason for cutting a child's genitals. Like, every single one of the perceived benefits or potential benefits can be achieved with just washing. So it doesn't really make any sense to cut parts off a non-consenting child, be it a boy or a girl.
Sure. I mean, I would agree with that, but
I don't know how to convince the people that they just like huff copium.
I've never met an actual circumcision defender that really wants to debate on it. So who knows? Maybe I'll find one day. You know.
See, I'm in the same boat. Like, I debate it a lot. They'll always say it's better, but they'll never defend it for why it's better. They'll say there's studies saying it's better. There's studies saying it reduces HIV.
Yeah, that's if I was to give you one thing, it seems like there is a compelling argument to be made for HIV, but HIV is only really a concern in some countries, like in Africa, really. Like, like you're not getting HIV from straight sex, and even from gay sex, largely, in like the Western world anymore. Now, especially with things like PrEP and the antivirals and stuff that we have today.
I'm in total agreement with that. And also, you would have to sleep with like 20,000 people to like guarantee that you would get HIV or something, and the rate of reduction in the studies were unbelievably low, like the absolute risk. And there's also studies showing, like, there's a recent Canadian study that showed no difference. It's only really the sub-Saharan African studies that show like a reduction.
Yeah, because HIV is so prevalent there. Yeah, but
yeah, it also seemed like the methodology in the study wasn't ideal. Like, it stated in the study that it taught circumcised males how to like have safe sex and how to use condoms and such, but it didn't mention any of that for the intact males.
I'm sure, maybe, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I've seen the particular one you're talking about, but all I know is that like the biomechanical explanation is that foreskins are more prone towards like micro tears, towards itty bitty tearings that happen during sex, and if your partner is infected with HIV, then there is a higher chance that you'll contract it, because blood to blood is a high risk for transmission for HIV. But again, it relies on your partner has to have HIV as well. And in the Western world, that's just, especially among straight people, that's a pretty rare concern these days, and probably doesn't justify the entire act of circumcision.
Yeah, and as well as like children aren't catching HIV in a manner that will, like, circumcision would affect in any way, shape, or form. Like, yeah, kids can be born with it if the parents have it, but circumcision isn't going to somehow magically reduce that risk.
Sure.
Or make it go away. Do you have any advice on how to convince the people? Like, I've tried being empathetic and things.
I don't know. It's hard because I just don't. None of them will actually debate me and talk to me, so I'm not sure. I don't see much of them, so I don't really have much experience like arguing with them.
Whenever I actually do get into an argument with a doctor or such, they tend to freak out after they realize they don't really have an argument,
and
then mash report all my videos and get me banned.
Oh damn! Well, that's not good.
It's not. I've had 5 permabans. It's so annoying.
Jesus Christ.
And it's when I'm trying to be empathetic as well. I don't get it. How do people stay unbanned?
Well, I don't know what you're getting reported for or banned for, but
Hate speech.
I feel like something's got to be happening in your videos if that's the case. Then
It's not.
Really?
I'm just saying that it's wrong to do this to kids, and then there will be people that's anti-Semitic, and it's just like no, because I'm not just specifically saying it's wrong for Jewish people to do this. I'm saying it's wrong, like universally to do this.
okay.
But yeah, that's really all I wanted to ask.
All right.
Oh, also,
wait.
I wanted to give my opinion on Lav.
Oh boy.
Like, I thought she was sound at the beginning. I thought she was like great, but then after the same argument over and over and over and over again, it got tedious, and then I started to dislike her. And I feel like a lot of the community would be the same with that.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
But would that make me misogynist?
No, you haven't said anything misogynistic yet, but maybe in the future you can, don't worry.
Yeah, I can always learn to be.
For sure.
Sandal,
It's been.
before you go, I like your accent a lot. Will you read something for me?
Oh, that's not my strong suit. But yeah, sure.
All right, I just DM'd it to you. The whole thing.
Why
Just
are
read
you
that,
doing
pretty
this?
please.
Oh my. Wait. Wait, why is it opened in such... Oh, okay, there. Fight and you may die. Run and you'll live. At least a while. And dying in your beds many years from now. Would you be willing to trade all the days from the day to that for one chance? And one chance, and wait, just one chance to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom. No.
Bravo.
Really? Why?
Bravo.
Okay.
Thank you a lot. I appreciate
Mel
it.
Gibson done it better.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot. We appreciate the input, my dude. Have fun.
Thank you. Bye.
Just wanted to add one quick thing. I have a friend who's really pro circumcision and who would debate it. So if you'd want to actually have a debate on it, I can figure that out, put that together.
What are his arguments? What could he possibly argue?
He's written a circumcision manifesto, if you'd like.
Yeah, link
I
me
could
real
send
quick.
that to you
Sure.
in the meantime.
Okay, hold on, real
Yeah.
quick. I've got an electric boiler, and then I've got a turbine. Where does the nuclear fuel go in this setup? I don't understand. Okay, go ahead. Link me the thing though.
Yep, I'm working on it.
Do you think that circumcision should be outlawed?
Yeah, I think so. People in offline chat were saying you're ending stream to join Lauren Chan's stream since her announcement says the event exclusively on her channel. You're actually ending your stream? I don't think so. I was never told that. You need heat pipes. You need heat exchangers. The reactor. You take heat from a nuclear plant into heat exchangers. Heat pipe. Heat exchanger. Oh my god. Oh my god. Boilers don't produce steam at high enough temperatures to run steam turbines. Wait, are you sure? It literally says here that it can produce steam up to 500 degrees Celsius. But okay, fine.
I sent it to you on Discord.
Rose, are you Scottish too?
Jesus
No,
Christ.
believe it or not, I am not.
He wrote a manifesto on a twit longer?
Yeah. Well, it's like, you know, he's not up there with the real manifesto writers yet, but you know, he's trying.
Okay, we've got Jewish tradition, that's a dog shit argument. Hygiene, that's a dog shit argument. Same as female genital mutilation, doesn't have to be the same, so that's a dog shit argument. Pain, that's a dog shit argument. SRS is a dog shit argument.
I remember reading this a while back, and from what I remember, he did link some fairly, some well-sourced like medical advantages to it. But it was a while since I took a look at it. But
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, if he wants to hop on a chat, he can. But all of these look like the stain. These are like bog standard dog shit, anti-circumcision or pro-circumcision arguments. But
Yeah, we'll see. I'll reach out to him, and then when he's available, I'll pass you honestly.
Okay.
But yep, that was all for me. Have a nice stream. Bye-bye.
Have fun. Bye.
Oh, good luck on the midterms, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. Destiny will never answer to this. Under Trump, gas was cheaper, the economy was better, less war, less COVID, stocks were better, food was better, less COVID. So, one, COVID was completely fucking mishandled by Trump. So the COVID shit is wrong. We had tens of thousands of cases here, and Trump is on TV saying, oh, there's only 6 infections, like an actual fucking buffoon. Our entire beginning ramp up to getting ready to deal with COVID was 100% botched by Trump and his inability and his ineffectiveness to get the U.S. economy and all of U.S. industry ready to do anything about it. So one, the COVID response was fucking horrible. Number one. Number two, gas was cheaper, the economy was better, okay? The economy was better, for sure, coming off the back of Obama's economy, but why? One, 0% in fucking interest rates. For how long? And two, fucking deficit spending. When you're gonna pump billions and hundreds of billions of dollars and run some of the largest budget deficits of all time, yeah, no fucking shit the economy's gonna do well. When you're cutting taxes, when the economy's already growing at 15, 20%, and now look where we're at. Now we're getting massive inflation. Isn't that insane that Trump deficit spent for 4 fucking years when interest rates were still historically low, when the economy is still massively growing, and now we have inflation? If you want to talk about Trump's economy and how good it was, that's fine, but you sure as fuck better shut the fuck up about inflation now, because inflation is always going to be the cost to running an economy that hot for that long. Stocks were better, same argument. What else? What other stupid shit? Less war? Wrong. We've actually left one war under Biden. I don't know if you can say there was less war under Trump. Is that even true? Did Trump pull us out of or end any single wars at all? I'm not even sure if that was true. And he bombed Syria. Like, what do you mean? That is so wrong. Deficit spending and low interest rates did not cause inflation. How do you not think deficit spending and low interest rates don't contribute eventually to inflation? What do you mean? Interest rates are one of the prime ways that the Federal Reserve has to address things like inflation. That's why interest rates are going up now. Dude's unhinged this week. I got this guy so wrong. True, you did. Destiny's bad. Yeah, I'm sorry. I need to spend way less time coddling you inbred fucking conservatives in my chat. My bad. I spent way too much time coddling. You fucking morons have gotten way too comfortable here, hyped up on the whiff of fucking Daddy Trump's fucking farts, and it's actually disgusting. You wannabe monarchist fucking losers. You degenerate fucking morons crying about inflation after Daddy Trump ran the largest fucking budget deficits in U.S. fucking history, and you want to talk to me about fiscal responsibility and inflation in the U.S. economy? What a fucking joke. Get the fuck out of here. What legislation did Trump pass to help the economy? Tax cuts? Oh, did he pair that with budget cuts? No. Oh, so more deficit spending. The same fucking thing that you criticize Democrats for over and over and over again. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Big Whiv, what up, dude?
Oh,
what's up, man?
buddy.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. 2 things and a question for you.
Cool.
One.
Wait, you should go to Amala Ekpunobi about literally anything. It would be interesting. She's a black conservative working for Prager U. She's actually somewhat intelligent. Guess what? I'm going to be on her show in 10 days. I'm flying out to LA for her. So, yeah, I will do it. Okay, what's up?
Yeah. So, first off, longtime viewer, used to be brain dead lefty Hassan
Based.
watcher, etc. So, watching you has made me more open-minded, better dealing with conservatives, specifically my family, who are all anti-vax,
Cool.
Trump supporting, whatever. So, really appreciate that. Off the back of the circumcision thing,
Yeah.
first off, love my penis skin. It's great. Highly recommend it.
Okay.
Do you know the Smash player Mewtwo King?
Yep. Yeah, motherfucker got fucked. He tried to shit on me in an argument. And he got dumpstered later. No! No, I'm sorry. That wasn't him. I'm thinking of another guy called Zero or something, I think. Sorry. Mewtwo King is a cool dude.
Oh, yep.
Right?
I
Yeah.
remember him. He was big in Smash 4.
Yeah, okay. Sorry. Mewtwo King,
King.
cool dude. Yeah, he does tournaments. I have no problems with him. I don't know. I
Yep.
just shit talking on access. Sorry, cut.
So, my understanding, and maybe there's some degenerate smashers in chat who can fact check me. He had an adult circumcision,
Okay.
and it went south, and he I believe can't feel any pleasure and maybe even is in constant pain, and it's like a huge source of like agony and depression for him.
Jesus.
So like, I don't even understand. So obviously, you know, we can tell that there's no real reason why it should happen. But like, why
There's
the
no
fuck
reason why
would it-
what should happen.
circumcision? Like, why?
Well, there might
But
be.
then-
There might be. He maybe he had like an extreme case of phimosis or phimosis. There might be a couple other things that are going on that would
Okay,
make
some sort of defect
Yeah,
that
there-
it's trying to
Yeah,
adjust.
there are reasons why people have them sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, kind of unrelated. Just thought I'd share that. But what I wanted to jump in and talk about was, or ask you about, I guess, is kind of dogpiling on the Annalicia stuff.
Oh,
which,
it wasn't an adult circumcision. It was a normal baby circumcision. Oh, I didn't know
Oh,
that.
really?
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
Shit.
Okay.
That sucks. Yeah, so, holy shit. I mean, isn't one of the original purported reasons for circumcision was explicitly to reduce pleasure, to like prevent masturbation?
I've heard that.
So, great job.
Yeah, I've heard that
Nailed
about the
it.
Kellogg's, the dude or whatever said that. I don't know if that's true or not, so I don't like usually cite that, but maybe.
Yeah. Anyways, Annalicia. Broadly, her and other kind of like cartoonish people like her, where like even if they weren't saying the dumbest shit imaginable, even if they were like everything they were saying was like exactly accurate, right? The way they present themselves and the way they present their argument and the way they interact with people is just like so harmful to their message that even if they were 100% correct, no one would give a fuck because they can't push past like the behavior and all that.
Yeah,
So
true.
when it comes to people like that, because you've had like a handful of people that you've, I think, tried really hard to engage with over the years, whether it's like the fucking clown shoes guy who like sexually harassed AOC, or I don't know. There's a ton of them. Like, at what point is conversing with these people and like the way they're just dragging down the collective IQ of whatever Discord chat they're in? At what point is it like, are you just doing it for content and over ejecting them from the call and like allowing an adult conversation to happen? Because like
It's
you had
generally
some-
going to depend on. It's generally going to depend on the type of. It's going to depend on the person. Usually, I don't keep around people just for content. I'm sure it happens sometimes, but generally, even for some of those like crazier figures, they do lead to good conversation. So the Anna person was fucking insane, and it was a really bad interlocutor. I agree, but she led to a lot of really good conversations. Yeah,
She would have, if she could have allowed them to happen, I think that would have been the case. But she really just cockblocked.
yeah, they
any-
did. But if I would have kicked her immediately, those conversations are never happening, right?
Yeah, I
So
guess
there's
that's
like a weird balance right there. But people like that Alex Stein person, there are no value. He's just disgusting. There's nothing valuable.
Yeah.
in that. Or like Jackson Hinkle's probably not. It's just disgusting. So yeah, it's just gonna
Yeah,
depend
he-
on the person. Yeah.
even Fuentes to an extent, I think, is like pretty cartoonish in some of his beliefs. But I feel like there's enough. It's hard to tell like how much of it is him putting on this persona versus his actual beliefs, right? So I see why you still like interacting with him in that way, because I think he does believe some, maybe even most of the stuff that he says. It's just pushing past that sort of performance, I guess. But with this Annalicia girl, it's like, is it all performance? I can't even tell if she believes that's the shit she's saying.
Oh no, I think she
don't
believes
know.
it. I think she believes it.
Yeah. So like, I guess do you have like a threshold for? I can't remember you ever interrupting a conversation or like a panel that you've hosted or presented or whatever, where it was just like, no, this person can't deal. It's time for the adults to talk. We need you to leave. Is there a point you would ever reach that?
I'm sure it's
decision or
possible. It's
not?
just gonna depend on. It'll just depend on how conversations are going. But I'm sure at some point, like, there might be like, okay, this conversation probably needs to just get cut off, right?
Okay. Because, man, I was really interested in some of the things that were being discussed in that call, but holy shit, she just made it like...
She did make it really hard, but the problem is that, like, if I cut her out of it, the only other person there that can represent is going to be Lav,
Views. Yeah.
right? Unironically. And I think Lav actually understands pretty well because there's a lot of alignment there with what they were talking about. But, yeah, so I kind of need her there. Otherwise, I don't want just, like, to bring on a bunch of people to just basically, like... I don't want to say strawman her side, but like give her side like a pretty shitty representation. Like I want to give her the opportunity to represent herself. So
Yeah, and I understand that to an extent. I mean, you know, I'm not trying to suck you off too hard, but like a lot of your positions are pretty well thought out, and I know that it's probably pretty difficult to find oppositional viewpoints that are like even remotely similarly thought out. So I know you can't be too choosy when it comes to the type of people you want to be taking like an opposing stance or whatever. So I get that that's probably pretty difficult.
Yeah. Like, there's probably not going to be too many reasonable people that are having her positions, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, thanks, buddy. Keep it up. Love you. Have a good one.
I love you, babe. Bye.
Bye.
Quick nuclear explanation. Miners, a centrifuge, assembling a nuclear reactor. Okay, this burns cells, then leaves them to be heat exchanger uses the heat given off the burning process to cools it down and create steam. Okay, I've never actually used nuclear power before. So heat pipes go in here, and then the heat pipes connect to... Are these electric boilers? Oh, those are heat exchangers. Gotcha. Okay. Is this true? I would be biased to let that play. Ren.
What's up, kid? How you doing?
Kid.
Hey, man, I'm one of your old viewers, dude. I'm 44, so
Okay, I'll allow it.
I appreciate it. Hey, I had a couple things that I was curious about. Number one is I live in the most conservative state in the United States. All right.
Which one is that?
I live in Wyoming,
Okay.
and I grew up with parents that were hippies.
Interesting.
So you've said a couple times something that I just think hits it absolutely on the head, where I learned as a kid that the people that disagree with me aren't evil.
Well, that's good.
And I learned, like, I can still remember having discussions with kids in high school about gay rights, right? About, hey, if your friend comes to you and tells you you're gay, what do you think? And it blew my mind. They would say, oh, I wouldn't have anything to do with him anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it never made any sense to me. I'm like, it's the same person. But one of the interesting things about that is I'm actually in kind of state politics right now, like
Okay.
state policy and politics. And what it lets me do is it lets me see people in a different way than I think we see them today, where I don't have any vitriol toward people. If somebody is seeing something a different way than I do, the odds are they just haven't been exposed to what I've been exposed to. And I wondered, the question I had for you is, if you'd stayed in Nebraska your whole life,
Mm-hmm.
do you think you would have kind of kept those same type of positions? Do you think you would have adopted more of like your close family's positions?
No, I don't think so. Keep in mind, I stayed in Nebraska a long time. I left when I was like 30, right? Yeah. So it's not like I left when I was like in my teens or something. So no, I think I probably still would have changed to be where I'm at today, I think.
Okay, because like for me, the big change is I was 18 and I went to school in Phoenix, in Tempe.
Mm-hmm.
And what I ended up running into really, really quickly was I met a lot of people that didn't look anything like me, that
Yeah.
were super cool,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people that looked exactly like me that were assholes.
Yeah, it's crazy how like just the socialization thing can change a lot of our perceptions of people, and it feels really stupid too, like as a human to be like, wow, I can't believe I just needed to meet somebody a little different to radically change my perspective. But yeah,
My mom would always say, she said, nothing changes irrational hate faster than meeting somebody you hate.
yeah, I think that's for sure true. Yeah.
The other thing is, I sent you an email a while ago about kind of the body positivity movement and weight loss.
Mhm.
And what it was is I'd seen a couple panels, and it's interesting because like Abba Preach just did a video where he was talking about that, because I think Abba has, there's a lot of negativity when he speaks about it,
Sure. Yeah.
right? And I saw a couple panels.
Let me
where-
be clear for his position. I don't think they generally have as much an issue with body positivity I think the issue is usually with explicitly the health at every size. I think that's what people tend to have huge issues with. But go ahead.
Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I in my email. What I was saying is like the whole you can't tell if somebody's healthy is technically true, but it doesn't work the way it's presented. Like we can look at somebody who's thin, and just because they're thin doesn't mean they're healthy at all.
Mm-hmm.
But the odds are, if you see somebody that's 350 pounds, it's probably it's rougher on their joints. It's like there's a lot of legitimate health concerns.
Sure.
But what I said in that email, and I firmly believe, is that there's nothing wrong with but being body positive and like healthy at every size. Well, I guess in that there is, but body positivity movement, as long as it's informed by reality. You should be able to look yourself in the mirror, even if you're 450, 500 pounds or whatever it is, and say, hey, I have value. I'm a good person, and I need to be positive about moving forward.
Yeah.
Because any meta-analysis of like positive versus negative reinforcement usually doesn't even come close.
Mm-hmm.
Because negative reinforcement sometimes the closest one I've ever seen was it showed that there was a positive reinforcement helped somewhere in the neighborhood of, I want to say, 60% of the time, but the other 40% of the time it was a net neutral.
Okay.
But the best I've ever seen for negative reinforcement is around 15 or around, I think it's 9 to 13%.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not, the other 87% aren't net neutral. Like 60% is net neutral, and then you actually have a net negative effect past that, right? So let's say your negative reinforcement of 100 people, you're helping 15 people. That doesn't matter at all if you're making it less likely that 20 people change their lives, right?
Sure.
So yeah, it was just interesting that I was just curious to see what you thought about. I feel like for me, as somebody who struggled with his weight since I was like 8 years old, right? I have been as high as 416 pounds, and right now I'm at about 218, right? So I've gone all over the place. The one thing that's always kind of been there is it's a battle every single day.
Yeah, I can imagine. Wait, I'm so sorry. This isn't Boogie, right?
No.
Okay, you sound really similar to him, and then you called in like chatting about this. I'm sorry. That's just like really weird. I don't know if anyone's ever told you that before, but you.
No,
Okay.
no, I'm just a regular guy. I'm not on the internet that much.
Okay.
Well, that's not true, but I'm not in the chat rooms that much.
Gotcha. Okay.
No, but it's a really interesting just kind of phenomenon when you see. I think you Sneeko and Abel were discussing it at one point. You made a couple really good points. Like, do you think overweight people just fell out of the sky? Do you think body positivity happened and all of a sudden everybody got fat?
Yeah, of course, yeah. It's a response to what's already happening, right?
But I was wondering, for me, one of my pet peeves that I'm really, really a little bit upset with kind of just the overall government over the whole pandemic and that kind of thing about is I think we missed a golden opportunity to talk about what we eat and why we eat it, right? Like, I think we missed a golden opportunity to say, hey, listen, the people that are dying from COVID right now because of these comorbidities, a lot of them are because they're overweight.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but unfortunately, like, people already were fucking worried about like the Great Reset. If we would have started talking about food too, they would have lost their fucking minds. So.
Exactly. I just feel like it's a missed opportunity to do a couple really basic things. Because in my opinion, the reason why everybody's so, like, we have all these weight problems is because we live a very sedentary lifestyle and a lot of our food is highly processed and it just has really bad stuff in it.
Yeah, probably literally just those two things. Yeah.
Also, when you look at there is some evidence that shows that a lot of certain medical conditions like hypothyroidism and stuff are really underdiagnosed.
Maybe. Yeah.
Which makes it really difficult to lose weight in some situations.
Sure. Okay.
But hey, that's it, man. I just want to say keep doing what you're doing. What I will say is you do have kind of real life effects on people. Like in what I do, I work for the state. I work in policy and that kind of thing. And what I've learned it's you and actually a kind of a big collaboration you did with Bookmarks a while ago, where you guys talked about concession and about being reasonable. And you've talked a lot about not so much being charitable, but when somebody says something, you have to understand that they're not saying it to be contrary most of the time.
Generally, yeah. People have reasons they feel the ways they do about things, yeah.
And being more like conciliatory and kind of having concessions in the beginning can sometimes make you seem extremely reasonable, which means you're more likely to get them in the end.
Yeah, I understand. Okay.
But hey, buddy, thanks. Keep doing what you do.
All right. Well, hey, have fun. Be careful, buddy.
Yep.
Bye. So he made excuses to not stop taking his money because he will go on YouTube and super chat, but he bans him again in chats. So we're gonna ignore his message easier. Curious testing. RTBA. Here is the deal. The guy is an adult. If he wants to schizo donate his money to me, that's fine. I can try to ban the dono thing on PayPal, but one, he can make another PayPal account, or two, he can just super chat. Why the fuck would I invest all this fucking time to go out of my way to prevent a fucking schizo lunatic from donating to me if he's just gonna make new accounts? I'm not gonna waste my fucking time on it. Why the fuck would I do that? There's literally zero reason. If you said you would ban as an adult too, bitch. Get a real. Yeah, that is the argument. Tell me, give me one fucking reason why I would do it. Tell me. I'll wait for one reason for you to do it. Let me know. You can block that too. I'm not gonna play race with the fucking accounts for some fucking lunatic. No, I'm not gonna waste my fucking time on it. No, I'm good. Your argument against Republicans is have as much patience as a cuck who lets his wife fuck other dudes who does politics. That's literally a god level of patience. You are correct. Practically unachievable. Come on, bro. The fact you think that someone needs such a high level patience to engage with leftists and the left, which make you a gay cuck, can't do. Fuck off. It's not the Republican Party. You understand that even if I was a cuck, you are literally below a cuck, right? You are farther from pussy than even a fucking cuck is. Right? Like, you are actually the literal cuck. At least, like, an actual literal cuckold has a woman that will fuck guys in front of them. You're the cuck that's watching women fuck other people on porn. Because that's as close to a woman as you'll ever get. You incel fucking virgin fuck. Get the fuck out of here. Look at how fucking mad you are. Oh, you're a fucking cuck, Destiny. He says as he rubs out his 7th fucking cum shot of the day to the 250 fucking OnlyFans accounts that he subscribed to with mommy and daddy's fucking allowance. Get the fuck out of you, pathetic fuck. Azzy, what's up? How you doing today? Fenty, how are you doing today, buddy? Funky, how are you doing? Oh, Fenty. Oh, now you're talking with Funky because you took too long to respond.
Oh snap! I wanted to talk to you about a lot of the things animals.
Oh, you're listening on the stream. You don't have Discord on. You're responding to a ghost, to a man from the past. Unmute Discord, close the window. Oh, look, Azzy. Oh, and you all showed up now. Nice, that's great. We'll all talk together. Okay, Fenty, no, wait, Azzy, are you here? Oh, Azzy stopped talking. Fenty, are you here?
Oh, snap.
Oh, yeah, that's you. Hello? Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. I had
Okay, all 4 of us in here, we're all gonna be quiet and we're gonna let Azzy talk. Go ahead, Azzy. What do you got?
Hey, do you remember me? I think we talked a long time ago.
Not particularly, but go ahead. Maybe I'll remember. Go ahead.
Okay, it's done.
Well, I'm the guy from the Prime panels. We had conversations about a few things.
Okay.
Kyosan, Stardust.
Gotcha.
We were talking about slavery and all that.
Okay. What do you got for me, dude?
So yeah, man, like, yeah, man, I enjoy your content. And I enjoy the games you play. I feel like I'm living through you vicariously.
Cool.
If I was a guy who was able to make money playing games and having great conversations, I would.
Okay.
But I just don't think I can do it to the caliber that you do it. At least not yet.
Gotcha.
But by the time
I
do
appreciate
it.
it.
I'll probably
Okay. Get to what's your problem?
But-
Okay. Tell me what you're fucking
my
riled up
problem is-
over. Yeah, go.
I'm wild because you seem to bring on. I don't know if the Black Arc is over, but I'm like, I'm mauling, like, just mauling, watching Anna be super intellectual, but highly like this is not empathetic at all or non-emotional about it, and like she's like the worst representation of black positivity that you can have. On
She's
your
not here for
platform.
black positivity, okay?
And then every time you bring people on who are trying to combat her, I'm just like, man, you don't got nobody. I mean, Abba does a good job. AJ, the people who I can remember, right? AJ, Tree. I'm just like, everybody's like attacking her conversations, and I believe it's in the wrong way. Instead of just dealing with the points, and this is what she keeps saying. You're not dealing with the data I'm saying, but you're trying to like speak around it.
Yeah.
And I just feel like is there no one in your circle who's like a content creator or academic or personally who can deal with her? Is
I don't know. That's
is
just
the
people-
black elite so small?
Yeah, they're pretty small, but I'm working on it. Okay, we bring in a lot of people, see how it's going. You know, one black person at a time. Okay.
I mean, you've dealt with us before, man. Bring on Gambit. Bring on
I don't know if Gambit is gonna be the one that, but I mean, like, yeah, I mean, dude, I brought on like 10 black people. Okay, I'm really reaching the limits of how many black people are in the online white debate sphere. Okay, it's pretty mayo out here. All right, I'm doing my best. Okay, but I'm pretty sure I've had more black people on in like the past fucking 3 days than I've been on my stream in like the past 3 years.
I mean, I'm not gonna push you, but I know how you say FD signifier is a well, I don't want to be a meme, but you say like he'll never have any influence because he won't go beyond the
yeah. Black signifier is never coming on to argue with a woman like that. Okay, if Black signifier came on, half my audience would buy hoods the next day. Okay, that guy is so unbelievably fucking stupid. That he's not going to be the one to try to argue against somebody like Anna. Absolutely fucking not. I think that
you know how you said you would pay 10 grand. I mean, you say you'll pay somebody, you'll pay for their flight and everything to come down to wherever.
Oh, I just want to see Anna fight on Fresh and Fit. I think that'd be fucking hilarious. Okay.
I mean, like you'll put gray hairs on her head and she'll maul, even like worse. I feel like she would not do that. You heard her herself. Like her real life way of having conversation is nothing like she would perform online. But if
yeah, maybe
put
I don't know.
her
Maybe,
in a real life. But if you put her in a real life, and I can only assume that she either avoids people like us, the online individuals, or if you put her in a situation like the Fresh and Fit, she will get kicked off.
Maybe. Well, I'd have to ask him not to kick her because I want to see the fireworks. But yeah, who knows?
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So I mean, like, are we looking for the blood sport? And this is what I'm talking about.
Well, no,
like,
for that conversation, yeah, it would have been purely blood sports. But no, I feel like there were a lot of like good black members of my community and other communities that came on and had conversations. Even though Fnatic is a piece of shit, his conversation with her I thought was like really well done. I thought that Abba did a good job at having good conversations. Yeah, I think for the most part, I think it was pretty positive. Tree coming on and chatting, I thought was pretty positive.
Okay. I mean, they try to be, but they won't engage with Anna in the way that Anna wants to be engaged with. Because I agree with Anna, but I just feel like Anna, you need to grow up a little bit. Because I don't care how you deal with conversations. I think you got to this point. I don't care how you deal with conversations in real life. You should be able to have those type of conversations with people you don't agree with. Otherwise, because it felt even worse. Because then she asked you how to grift.
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah. I think she was half joking, but who the fuck knows, yeah.
I have no idea, and that's the worst part.
Yeah.
So, like, I have to give her the benefit of the doubt, and I like doing that because that's how you avoid the blood sport, but what are you going to do? So then all I got to do is, like, Destiny, I got to blame you because I'm like, you keep bringing her on. I mean, but it's good content at the end of the day, so, like, it is what it is.
Okay. All right, well, hey, listen, I love everybody, okay?
All right, I'll take it. Oh, by the way, what's the next game you're gonna play after
Factorio? I need to take a break from games. They're destroying my stream, okay? But we'll see.
I mean, that's your bread and butter. But all right, man.
Okay.
God bless.
Bye. Fenty, you're here. Is it working?
Hello. How
Hello.
are you, Steven?
Hello. You
Okay,
sound like
cool.
British
So
Peach. What do you got?
I have something better for you than another black person. I am a mixed race person, so I'm gonna be the bridge for you in this crusade to hold people accountable.
Jesus Christ.
Basically.
Okay.
Right, listen, Charles. She made, at the end of her stream with you, she made some vitriolic stuff about mixed race people that never gets addressed in the black community because there's not enough space in our problems to be dealing with this stuff.
Okay.
But, like, it's
Are you, just curious real quick, are you one of the people that emailed me or no?
I did, but like I wasn't sure if you get like a horde of emails, so.
I got a lot of black women that emailed me. They were like 50-50.
Yeah.
All of them seemed to say that Anna is speaking about true problems that are hard to talk about, half of them thought that she was way too vitriolic to be that representation, and the other half were like, she's a little bit mean, but I agree with her 100%. So I don't know where like the majority. Yeah.
Actually, okay, Steven. So what Anna said was pretty normy amongst like Black women in particular. Like we hold a lot of the same resentment towards Black men that she spoke about, but what her problem was her hatred and emotion was so. It would vitriolic is the word for it.
Yeah.
And it's just not resonating with your audience or Black men, because how can you relate to something while you're getting caught in the crossfire of like,
yeah, of course,
like you as a whole are just terrible. So it's not landing, right?
Yeah.
So what I wanted to talk about was, she was saying, oh, mixed race people, they need their own community. She doesn't want us to be Black or hold that label, because she sees that our whiteness saves us from a lot of systemic things that give us faith over, particularly in what she's talking about, like the dating scene and beauty standards. So I feel like there's, that dichotomy of genders that you spoke about, how like men are envious of women because we have a plethora of dick to go around. Well, men, that's their dream, right?
Sure.
That's the same exact dynamics that going on between mixed people and Black people, primarily between women, because I feel women are the only ones that talk about these particular issues. I feel like men are very like in on police reforms when fix the projects, whereas women we're very in on like the dynamics of the community itself. The problem really is with Black men, because their preferences to whiteness was what's causing the envy between the women. And that is targeted at mixed people, particularly. It's like our entire existence becomes a point of resentment, and they see our whiteness as like a tunnel vision of privilege, and they don't realize that it's actually one of the biggest burdens of our lives. Like, because the thing is, let me get to my shit. Like, in our families, like, our childhood is rife with racism that is not represented because our rejection comes from our immediate family. Like, when you have like white cousins and you have white grandparents and stuff, like you see the difference in how they treat you. Do you know what I mean? So like that.
Yeah, I understand. It seems like there's a lot of racial resentment though, like even in like all Black families. So like for instance, this is something somebody emailed me this. I don't even know what this would feel like. When I've got Black men that have emailed me saying, like, generally when comparisons are made to your dad, they're usually always good. Like, you want to live up to like who your dad was. And then I've got some Black men that email me and say, like, the only time like I've ever heard of like Black men or like my father being talked about is to be compared to negatively. That some Black men, especially if the father's left the family, are compared to negatively to their Black father, and that's like, holy shit. So I've gotten emails from Black men saying that they've had resentment built up in them from sometimes their own moms about Black men. And then I've got, obviously, what you're saying. I've got a lot of Black women saying that they've got a lot of resentment built up in them from Black men about them in their community. So yeah, it just seems like there's a lot of resentment that goes around.
It's crazy, child. So like, particularly for my own experience, my granddad was like honing in on my mom to get the divorce because like he just hates Black people so much, and like he, the same problems. He's not making enough money. It's not sustainable, and like it's intrinsically because of his race. It's like you're better off as a single mother, sort of thing.
Jeez.
And when that's coming from your own family, like as a child, how do you process that at like 4, 5, 6? You just start resenting your own Black side. But when you were then in white spaces, you're the darkest one, and so that you're experiencing terrible racism coming from like people that you thought, oh, they're supposed to be my friend. So then you can only imagine then when you go into Black communities, you're met with all this resentment for existing. They're like, one time I was just dancing and stuff, and like some guy came up to me, and then I just spoke to my friend like, yeah, he was nice, and then she's like, yeah, he only likes you because you're light.
Yeah, and it's really fucked up, and it's kind of frustrating because it's hard to have these conversations because one, it's a black issue, and it's hard for me to speak on it because I don't know if you've watched my camera or not, but I'm like fairly light-skinned, I would say. So it's hard for me to speak on it. But then two, there is a clear, huge bias in my community towards men because I have a lot of men. And like I notice that like Anna will say some shit and people will call her out on it, rightfully so. But low-tier God is saying a lot of things that I'm guessing probably you personally have heard in your life and other Black women have heard in their life, where it's like, oh, like I like you because you're light-skinned, like you've got that nice straight hair, you've got like these these nice light white features or whatever, and it's like, damn, like it's like throwing black women basically completely under the bus. And then this is after him admitting, saying like, I would never date a black woman. They're all ratchet, is essentially what he's saying. And it's like, holy shit. And I see like the resentment build up on both sides, but at least in my community, like the male side probably won't get called on it very much, whereas like the female side gets like hardcore called on it, which is like kind of unfair.
Yeah, it is really, really wild. Like, I think, and particularly for me, especially like, you know, the whole red pill stuff, talking about, oh, women's value and all this and that. And like, when it comes to when you put the black experience in there, and it's like, oh no, the whole red pill thing of your value only exists if you're a white woman. And then it's got, you know, when you then add mixed people in the mix, like, I feel like that whole red pill thing does not make sense for anyone except white women, honestly. Like, it's so reductive. Like, I wanted to talk particularly about that,
sure, actually, and then just to reinforce that, and these might be fucking, I know there are fucking Cynthia viewer women that are emailing me now, but like one stat that I saw was that like, and I get these off other news sites, so I'm not just like repeating shit verbatim, but like in some black neighborhoods, it's literally like 2 to 3 black women for every black man available. Like the odds are insanely fucking skewed. And then, yeah, it's kind of funny that, normally when we talk about like the red pill shit, it's usually like, you know, like it feels like it's so hard for men to find anybody, but like in some of these black communities, the numbers are turned like insanely, you know?
Dude, the thing is that they're not in control of their preferences. They want what they want, and they want snow bunnies and like.
Careful! Whoa! Careful. Okay. Well, white people.
Whoa.
What do you mean, child? Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. Is that?
I'm trying to wait. Hold on. Wait, real quick. Gambit, and then I'll let Gambit talk. Gambit is a good black friend of the DGG community.
Oh, am I running out of time?
Oh no, you're good. But Gambit probably wants to go back and forth. But real quick, I'm trying to chill on some of the racial stuff because I feel a little bit bad. So like, I don't think I should have let her call.
I know, but the thing is that like, okay, for me, like, we never get to talk about mixed race stuff because there is just not enough.
No, I agree, but like, you can just say like, you can say they have a preference for white people. You don't have to call them fucking snow bunnies, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is what they call them, so I thought that was just the term.
No,
That's
I know.
Isn't that what Abba said? Child?
True, he did. Yo, he did. Yeah, but Abba was also on some wild Jewish shit too. Okay, I'm just trying to bring us all together. Okay, sorry. Place of love. It's coming from love. I promise.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're not in trouble. I'm just trying to get people. Okay, Gambit. What did you wanna?
I get you.
Yeah, Gambit. Did you wanna say something real quick?
The thing is that.
Wait, here. Let's let Gambit go ahead and throw your input in, and then
I don't know if this person has earphones, so maybe they can't hear us.
No, they can't. Stop.
No. Wait. I wasn't being bad faith there. I'm saying because like she was talking when we were talking, so I was wondering.
Oh, okay. No, it's okay. She's in. I think she's in overseas. So yeah, go ahead. It's a little like. Okay,
cool.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So the thing that you said that caught my attention, and the reason why I'm here is because you said lots of black women feel like Anna and Alicia feels. There's a lot of wild stuff she said that's definitely not commonplace. So my assumption is, being good faith, is that there are certain ideas that she espoused during her like nonsensical rants that you agree with, and that might be more commonplace. But which particular views that she was espousing would you point to when you say, "Hey, this is generally how black women feel"? I just want to make sure that like people don't think half of the insane shit that she said. That I'm pretty sure you agree most of it was insane, but I just want to know which exact points of it did you actually agree with.
Oh, were you talking to me?
Yeah, he's just asking like which viewpoints did Anna say that you largely agree with? He's trying to figure out which ones basically.
Oh, okay. Everything she spoke about black men is inherently true, but like I can just but like the thing is, listen, like she's talking in like a general scope. You know what I mean? So like I can understand like hearing that must be like really hurtful and like. I feel
no, it's not hurtful. I don't think I get hurt by fake statistics and stuff. So, yeah, I'm not hurt at all.
No.
I'm
okay.
not.
Everything she spoke about the men was right. Like I had the stream on in the back. I was like sleeping and chilling, and then as soon as she started talking about the mixed people, I was like, hold on a minute, girl. Like you gone too far.
Yeah, hold on, wait. We can get to the mixed stuff. Let's talk about the black men comments.
Everything except for that. Like she's actually very. She
spoke
very well.
So you think that women have? So one of the statements that she made was, women have been the leaders of like black familial relationships for millennia. Do you agree with that statement, or do you think that statement?
You don't even understand how deep that goes. That is so true. Like men in our families do not value family at all. Like, okay,
Do you know
I'm
how
gonna
many
give
years
you
of
Wait,
millennial
real quick,
is?
hold on, wait, just so this is productive. Wait, real quick. Let's just let both sides finish when they go. Okay, so Gambit said his thing. Fenty, you can respond to that, and then Gambit, you can respond to that, just so we're not interrupting. Go ahead.
Okay, let me give you. This is gonna be wild. Okay, so I literally met my family in Maryland for the first time last week because I paid for the fucking tickets for me and my dad to go see my family. That's how, and I'm 22. So like, it took me that long enough for me to have my own independence and enough fucking money and fucking common sense to go and like visit my family for any of that shit to happen. And like that was the best experience of my life, and I actually felt finally connected to my black side. You know, this is why there's so much resentment towards black men, is because black men just abandon their families so they can be independent. I feel like they're stuck in their teenage years of no responsibility. They just want to be teenage boys, and you know, oh, grandma said get my money, but like life is more than freaking getting money, child. It's you know, they don't value the things that make life real, and I feel like that's what the main problems are coming from. That's why people think it's okay to disrespect the ideas of, you know, going to drugs and all this and that, because like money is the only thing on their mind. Like there's more to life than that. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, Gambit, go.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you my question again because it's possible that because of the distance, you didn't hear me right. Like, you know how long a millennium is, right? That's like 1,000 years. And she said for millennia, women have been the lead of black familial like relationships. So I'm not asking you. So first off, I disagree with your contemporary view as well. But do you think black women have been the lead of familiar relationships in black people for thousands of years? Because you started to talk about something that happened, it sounds like this year or last year. We're talking about the scale of thousands of years. Do you think that statement is true, or do you think that's kind of
Okay,
nonsense?
when you say black people, who are you talking about? Are you talking about black Americans or Nigerians or what?
I don't, whichever group you would like to talk about, you
Okay.
get to actually choose.
I'll get to choose. Chill. Okay. I think
Which
I'm
group of
very.
black people do you
I'm
think?
I'm I'm Nigerian, so I can only speak on Nigerians, and I feel like it is pretty intrinsic in African culture that the women are the ones that are the arbitrators of culture. Like we're the ones that throw the parties and keep everybody together. We're the leaders of the markets. Like we're the ones entrepreneuring and, you know, building shit, and like the men are kind of not present. And I feel like I'm pretty ignorant on the Black American stuff. I can only talk about what I've studied in my university. I don't really have that experience in particular. I only know the Nigerian side, so I can't speak on.
Okay, I'm not exactly a hunt. You're like, it's like Yoruba, and what's the other one? Yoruba people, and there's another one. Which one?
Yoruba. I'm
Yeah.
Yoruba.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying that you said particularly like the women were the builders of things. They were like they
Yeah,
were
we
the
just kind of
build.
hold our families together. But the thing is also there's a lot of polygamy in the Nigerian community. So like family, like, you know, being a good mother and like you
So
know,
the
just
women,
being
so the
it's
women have fought in the wars, and the men were just at home. Like, so the men
not
did
fighting
nothing.
in the wars, child. I'm talking about like culture and community and like keeping people there. But like that, but it's very complicated, and I feel like it's not that. I feel like it's not where I'm coming from is not gonna resonate because I feel like y'all want to talk about the Black American experience. It's probably more.
Well, I definitely did. I wasn't prepared for talking about Nigeria, but I
Yeah.
do have a few Nigerian friends, and I don't think it's true that like when you said women like are the industry people as what like what is happening?
Well, they're
I'm
just
like,
entrepreneurs. They're out making. They're the
so
leaders of the market.
the entrepreneurs for the
Marketplace.
last millennia in Nigeria have primarily been female, is what you're telling me. And I can look this up, right? And it'll probably show this, right?
Not like marketing what you're thinking about. I think we're misunderstanding one another. So
You said entrepreneur, right? Am I misunderstanding that you said the word
I
entrepreneur?
think maybe okay, maybe I'm bullshitting on that. To be fair.
Oh, okay.
No, but I
No,
mean,
I love it. No, listen. I appreciate the good faith.
you.
Okay.
I can't put money on that for sure. But I'm
No,
talking about the women are
no,
in the
listen,
community. When I say marketplace, I mean like the community experience. You know,
listen,
we're
Fenty, listen.
involved
I
with
love
one
you.
another.
No, no,
We're the
no,
ones that
no, no, no. No, no, listen. It's okay. I love you. I love you. We can move on to the next thing. I promise you, I love you. Okay. What other claims that she said might you Damn, that was beautiful. I love you. But so what other claims that she made that you feel like resonated about black? She kind of felt like so I'll ask you this. This is a direct one. She kind of felt like the position that black men are in America is majority the fault of black men, in that like there are systemic things that she'll identify sometimes in certain conversations, but she seems to think that those things are far smaller in impact than the men just being lazy, or kind of like some of the stuff you were saying where they just choose money over their families, which is wild. But so do you think like current state in the United States, or let's say the past 30 years, you think the biggest inhibiting factor to black men have been black men themselves, not systemic issues?
Oh, child. Okay, listen.
Good
So I think
question.
that it's a mutually corrupt thing, and I think Anna might have been a bit disingenuous on undermining this systemic stuff, because I think she particularly is interested in the agency argument, which tends to, I think it's concerned about trying to push away the Marxist bullshit identity shit so that people can get out there and make stuff better for themselves. So like, if we're having an honest conversation, it's both. Like, where Anna's coming from, she wants people to have, feel empowered and be
For
an
sure.
agent of their own success. So
For sure. Some people call me a conservative, even though I'm a staunch liberal. I agree a lot with, pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. But I think
Hey, real quick,
to
don't let
say,
Gambit fool you. This guy's a huge Kevin Samuels fan. Okay, he went to the
oh
memorial
yeah,
and
I
everything. He was. Okay, so sorry. Go
should I
ahead.
know
listen,
who Kevin Samuels is?
Fuck.
me
Never
and
mind.
Des-
Don't worry about
me
it.
and Destiny,
Got him.
Destiny trade Kevin Samuels videos just for everybody to know. But anyway, I'm a gigantic Kevin Samuels fan. He's a guy who was talking about
Oh, he died?
futures and
Yeah,
black
no, yeah.
relationships.
Don't worry about it. If you don't know, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But,
Okay.
No,
Sorry.
but so it seems like you're saying. So you came in here and you said black women agree with everything Anna was saying, but you seem to be completely disagreeing with all her major points. So you seem to think that, and correct me if I'm wrong, you seem to think that the systemic factors are more impactful or less
No.
impactful
Yeah, that's
than the
not what I.
boot.
Sorry, I'm not gonna say that. That's not what I said. It is mutually corrupt. Is what I said. It's both equally. But maybe
But
systemic more because there's a power dynamic there. You have to be aware of it, but it's also it is both. And
so you're saying they're equal, or
okay, let's
which
do a
one are you
ratio.
saying
If it was a ratio, it would be like 70-30. Maybe no, maybe 60-40.
60-40, like systemic versus individual, or individual versus systemic?
Because systemic is real, child. Like, I've had friends be in jail for like rubbish and stuff, but like but they do have you. Sometimes I'd be looking at like, boy, you can put some agency.
Yeah.
You can go to school, like,
I think
But, like,
I think those are reasonable percentages, but I think the main point is that you think the systemic is more impactful, which is kind of like antithetical to the things that it seemed
It's
like
true.
Anna was espousing.
Okay, so the systemic is impactful, but the thing is that a lot of what the left doesn't understand is that you can overcome systemic systems.
For sure.
Like just because
For
it's
sure.
oppressive-
I had a violent household. I had a single parent. I lived in the poorest place in Georgia, and now I'm in the 2% of Americans on the face of this planet. So, like, yes, I agree that you can overcome your circumstances, but that doesn't mean that the systemic is impact, which you agree with. So it kind of seems like you disagree with Annalise on that point as well, right?
What do I disagree with? That it's all agency. I don't.
Well,
I
that
disagree.
agency, it plays more of a part than the systemic specifically.
So I don't disagree. Okay. I think she was a little disingenuous because she has a certain argument that she's trying to push. But I think that what her argument, the agency argument, is necessary. So like, it's not about disagreeing or agreeing. I'm just seeing the value of.
Wait, Fenty, I agree with you. Trust me, I agree with you. I have some conservative values. The bootstraps argument is not lost on me. I like it, but what I don't like is when we say that it's more impactful than the systemic problems here in America. So I'm just asking you plainly. I'm not asking you, will you disavow that the bootstraps talk is valid, because I think it's valid. What I'm asking you is, which one is more of a factor? Is it the systemic issues,
Oh my
or
God,
is
dude!
it that enough? No, because you keep going back and forth.
No, because
You
like
said
the
it's
70s
60. You said it's 70, 30, 60, 40, and now you're saying it's not one another. So I don't know what the fuck you think
Yes,
because you
it's
keep
mutually
going back
corrupt.
and forth.
I'm telling you, it's mutually corrupt. Like, it's both. It's not one or the other. That's what I keep telling you.
Okay. You agree that Anna thought it was definitely not. You agree that Anna thought that the systemic did not outweigh the
I don't think that's what she
agency,
believes.
correct? You don't think that's what? Do you think that's what she
She
espoused?
knows. She's a black woman. She knows. She
No,
knows.
wait.